Welcome to Bills Nation Daily, your ultimate daily dose of everything Buffalo Bills. Hit that subscribe button and join the most passionate Bills fans as we break down all the latest news, highlights, and game analysis. Go Bills! You won't believe the latest storm brewing over in Buffalo, because things just got seriously heated between Sean McDermott and one of his key players, and people are already speculating that this could reshape the Bills' locker room dynamics in a way that no one saw coming. Sources close to the team claim that tensions have been building quietly over the past few weeks. But this week, McDermott reportedly drew a line in the sand, saying in no uncertain terms that this particular player will not play under my leadership anymore. Now, while the team hasn't released any official statement, insiders suggest that this isn't just about one on-field incident or a clash of personalities. It's been described as a breaking point that involved repeated disagreements over practice habits, game preparation, and perhaps even some off-field decisions. Fans are already dissecting every press conference, every sideline gesture, and every cryptic social media post, trying to piece together what exactly pushed the coach to make such a definitive statement. The rumor mill is running wild, and it's clear that whether or not this player suits up again for the Bills, the ripple effects could extend far beyond the field. Analysts are predicting trade talks, locker room shakeups, and even potential front office meetings behind closed doors to manage the fallout. The intensity of this situation cannot be understated, because we're talking about a team that has been competitive, disciplined, and tightly managed, and now, all of a sudden, there's a public suggestion that one of the roster's central pieces is essentially off-limits for the coach who built that team culture. McDermott's reputation has always been that of a disciplinarian, someone who doesn't compromise on standards, but also someone who inspires loyalty and cohesion. The fact that insiders are saying he has drawn a hard line here is sending shockwaves through the fan base. And naturally, sports media outlets are picking up every snippet of information and turning it into speculation about trades, suspensions, or even potential fines. It's also noteworthy that while McDermott is not known for making dramatic statements publicly, the way this report surfaced suggests that perhaps it leaked intentionally or through a trusted circle to send a message both internally and externally. The reaction among fans has been mixed, with some supporting the coach's stance as a necessary step to protect team integrity, while others fear that losing this player, or the potential tension it could create, might derail Buffalo's plans for the season. And remember, in the NFL, timing is everything, and a decision like this at this point in the season could have massive implications for playoff positioning, team morale, and even the perception of leadership throughout the league. The details about the player in question remain somewhat ambiguous, but rumor has it that this is someone who has been pivotal for the Bills' offensive or defensive schemes, a player who has made plays that often define games and whose presence on the field is widely regarded as critical. Yet, despite this player's undeniable contributions, sources suggest that McDermott's patience has worn thin, and this isn't a fleeting frustration. Allegedly, there have been multiple confrontations, perhaps even private meetings that didn't resolve the underlying issues, which now culminates in a statement that is as severe as it is public, at least in the context of sports reporting. The media frenzy around this story has been relentless, with analysts, commentators, and fans speculating not just about the potential fallout for the team season, but also about the personal relationship between coach and player. Some insiders even hint that this could influence contract negotiations, player morale, and even off-season strategies. Social media is alive with hot takes, with some calling a necessary measure of leadership and others questioning whether McDermott's approach might backfire, creating a divide where unity was supposed to be the hallmark. The narrative unfolding is almost cinematic, with a veteran coach confronting a talented player over principles, pride, and performance. And the suspense is building as everyone waits to see whether reconciliation, trade, or disciplinary action will ultimately prevail. Meanwhile, the locker room itself is reportedly a mix of anxiety and cautious observation, because teammates are undoubtedly aware that the tension between a head coach and a star player can alter the atmosphere in ways that affect performance on the field. Team insiders describe whispers and sideways glances during practices, players trying to gauge whether this is a temporary conflict or something more permanent. Coaches are navigating a delicate balance, supporting McDermott's authority while maintaining cohesion within the squad, and veterans are likely trying to mediate unofficially to prevent the situation from escalating into an all-out rift. Off the field, fans have picked up on subtle cues from interviews, press conferences, and even Instagram stories, interpreting each gesture as a sign of loyalty, dissent, or frustration. Analysts are combing through historical precedents, trying to identify comparable scenarios in the NFL where a head coach and a key player reached a breaking point, and how the team recovered, or didn't. The uncertainty is almost tangible because every decision moving forward, whether it's who plays in the next game or how internal dynamics are addressed, could have consequences that ripple through the organization. In essence, what seemed like a contained disagreement has now evolved into a story that could define the Bills season, impact the team's reputation, and dominate sports conversations for weeks to come. Adding to the intrigue is the timing of the revelation, because this situation emerged right as the team is gearing up for critical matchups that could determine playoff seeding, and having uncertainty about a key player's participation could destabilize game plans that were meticulously designed over months. Coaches, staff, and management are all being tested on how they handle pressure and unexpected public scrutiny, and insiders note that internal communications are reportedly tense, with meetings occurring behind closed doors to clarify stances, expectations, and next steps. Fans, meanwhile, are both anxious and fascinated, scanning every headline, tweet, and commentary for clues that might suggest a resolution, and social media debates are raging about whether McDermott's decision is a mark of strong leadership or a potential misstep that could cost the team. The story is not just about football. It's about authority, loyalty, and the delicate balance between discipline and performance in a high-stakes professional environment. With the NFL season in full swing, every move is magnified, and the Bills are now under a microscope, with observers questioning the implications of this standoff for team chemistry, strategy, and even long-term franchise planning. The tension is palpable, and the speculation is relentless, leaving everyone eager for the next development in this unfolding saga. Meanwhile, rumors about possible solutions are circulating, from trade options to internal mediation, and even scenarios where the player could be benched temporarily while discussions continue behind closed doors. Insiders suggest that the organization is trying to weigh the competitive implications against the need to uphold team culture and discipline, and every choice comes with risk, both in terms of public perception and on-field results. The media coverage has been relentless, with pundits weighing in on the likelihood of reconciliation, suspension, or an eventual move to another team. And fans are passionately debating every possibility, some advocating for McDermott's strict approach, others hoping for a more lenient solution. As this story develops, it's clear that the dynamic between a coach with unwavering principles and a star player with undeniable talent is captivating, controversial, and potentially transformative for the Bills organization. Each day brings new interpretations, analyses, and predictions, fueling speculation and keeping the story alive in both sports circles and social media platforms. The fallout from this drama could shape not only the current season, but also the franchise's reputation for handling conflicts, managing talent, and maintaining cohesion under pressure, making it one of the most closely watched situations in the NFL right now. The tension around Sean McDermott and this unnamed player has escalated to the point where sources suggest that even casual interactions within the team environment are being scrutinized for hidden meaning, subtle signs of alliance, or potential defiance, creating an atmosphere that is as much psychological as it is tactical. According to insiders, meetings in a locker room and during practice have become charged with unspoken questions, where every glance, every nod, and every gesture is being interpreted for hidden significance, feeding a feedback loop of speculation among both teammates and media observers. The player's performance on the field, meanwhile, is now under an intense microscope, with every mistake, every hesitation, and every brilliant play being analyzed not just in terms of football mechanics, but also as a reflection of personal attitude, commitment, and alignment with McDermott's authority. Analysts and commentators are drawing parallels to historical NFL standoffs between coaches and star players, highlighting cases where similar conflicts either fractured team dynamics or, conversely, inspired a new level of performance and accountability. Social media, as always, amplifies the drama, with fans dissecting press conferences, interviews, and social media activity for any clue about the next development, creating trending topics that dominate conversations. The speculation is relentless, with theories ranging from trade rumors to contract renegotiations, and insiders note that the ripple effect could extend well beyond the locker room, influencing draft strategies, coaching decisions, and even the broader culture of the franchise, making this a situation that is both high stakes and intensely captivating. Meanwhile, the impact on team morale is becoming increasingly visible, as reports indicate that some players are feeling pressure to take sides, whether consciously or subconsciously, while others are focused on maintaining professionalism and unity in an atmosphere fraught with uncertainty. Veterans within the squad are reportedly attempting to act as informal mediators, guiding younger players on how to navigate the tension without exacerbating the conflict. But the very existence of this standoff creates a persistent distraction that could subtly influence preparation, strategy, and execution on game days. Sports psychologists note that situations like this can magnify stress, affect focus, and even alter decision-making in high-pressure scenarios, meaning that the ramifications are not merely about who plays and who sits, but about how the team operates as a collective unit under duress. Meanwhile, media coverage continues to dissect every public appearance, every sideline interaction, and every cryptic statement, constructing narratives that oscillate between supporting McDermott's stance and lamenting the potential loss of a key player. Fans have become intensely engaged in this drama, creating a discourse that merges statistical analysis with speculation, opinion, and emotion, turning the saga into a phenomenon that transcends typical sports reporting. The ripple effect reaches even casual observers, transforming a single coach-player conflict into a storyline that impacts perceptions of leadership, loyalty, and professionalism across the league, with every new update fueling further discussion and debate. Before we dive back in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest Buffalo Bills updates straight to your screen. And hey, don't hold back. Let us know your thoughts on today's news down in the comments. At the center of the storm is, of course, Sean McDermott himself, whose reputation as a disciplined, uncompromising coach is now being tested against the real-world dynamics of player management, media scrutiny, and fan expectations. Sources claim that McDermott's approach has always prioritized accountability, structure, and a culture of professionalism. But this situation highlights the delicate balance required when handling high-profile players whose influence both on and off the field is immense. Coaches in similar situations often face the dilemma of choosing between short-term performance benefits and long-term cultural stability, and insiders suggest that McDermott is navigating this with calculated caution, even as the optics of the situation create intense external pressure. Analysts are breaking down every press conference, every public statement, and every nonverbal cue, attempting to predict what McDermott's next move might be, while fans are generating endless theories about potential trades, suspensions, or reconciliations. The narrative has taken on almost cinematic qualities, with a veteran coach confronting a player who embodies both talent and controversy, creating a story that is rich with conflict, suspense, and high stakes. In essence, the unfolding drama encapsulates a broader question about leadership in professional sports. How much compromise is acceptable when maintaining discipline, and at what point does enforcing authority risk undermining performance? The answer, for now, remains elusive, as every day seems to add another layer of intrigue to this already captivating situation. Speculation about potential resolutions is rampant, with rumors ranging from quiet internal reconciliation efforts to bold roster moves designed to assert authority and maintain team cohesion. Trade discussions are whispered about in sports circles, and while nothing has been confirmed, insiders suggest that all options are being explored behind closed doors, weighing the cost of losing talent against the imperative to uphold team standards. Fans are deeply invested in predicting outcomes, debating the merits of McDermott's position versus the player's value to the franchise, and imagining scenarios that could dramatically reshape the Bills' season trajectory. Meanwhile, media coverage oscillates between analytical breakdowns of football strategy and emotionally charged narratives about leadership, respect, and personal conflict, creating a multi-layered discourse that spans both tactical and human interest dimensions. Social media amplifies every development, transforming speculation into trending conversations, polls, and heated debates, further complicating the environment and intensifying pressure on both coach and player. The uncertainty continues to loom large, and even small hints from practices, interviews, or public appearances are magnified, interpreted as signals of compromise, defiance, or impending resolution. Every rumor fuels more discussion, and the story has evolved into a living, breathing saga that influences perceptions of authority, professionalism, and competitive edge, ensuring that Buffalo's locker room dynamics remain a focal point of national sports discourse. That's a wrap for now. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay on top of all things Buffalo Bills, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what you think in the comments. See you in the next update.